Hello, it is December 16th, and this is the recording of the University of Minnesota Shotokan Karate Club training. And we have people from both coasts and the Midwest. And who's signing out? Yufeng now is signing on. So this is awesome. We have people from Seattle, people from Albany, New York, people around the Twin Cities area, and people who are sideways. Oh, not sideways anymore. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Pick up one foot, go around with your ankle and toes, switch other way, other foot, other way, feet together around with your knees, other way. Hold on just a second here, I have to make sure of something. Yeah, we're good. Feet apart, around with your hips, other way. Use your legs, pump your arms around. Switch. Cross. So the people that train with me regularly already know this, but I will tell everybody anyway, because I see it as a problem. When you tell, first of all, using your legs all the time is a good thing. So I actually want you to pump with your legs in a rhythm that moves your arms. Some people, to make me happy, they move their legs and they move their arms. They don't have anything to do with each other. You're actually pumping to make a rhythm for your arms. The other thing is, I use this as kind of a training. So if you look at your spine here, your torso, your chest, a lot of people, when they do their arms, their body does that whippy thing. And in and of itself, that's not bad. It doesn't matter. But if they're doing that, they're usually unaware of it. And so when they're punching, they're unaware of that same dip, that same deviation. So try the best you can to keep your spine straight and tall when you pump your arms and they just go around from the socket. Go ahead, try. Nice, straight, tall spine. Switch. Cross. Twist to look behind you. Take a nice deep breath. And kick up your heels. Put one foot in front. Put both arms out. Swing your leg up, hit your hands. One, swing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet, kick a little harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And squat all the way down. Straighten your legs and stretch down. Squat, straighten, squat, straighten, squat, straighten, and squat. Put your feet out behind you. Arch. Push back. Touch your chest to the floor. Fold again. Pull your feet in, squatting. Keep it up. Stretching down and forward. Back. Forward. one shoulder. Switch. Side. Switch. Around with your torso. Switch. And stop. Turn and face this way. To your right, technically. And switch to your left. Switch. Stretching deeper. Ball your foot, drop your hip, reach up. Open your arms like you're holding a giant ball. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Twist, look over your right shoulder. Touch your head to the floor by your front foot. Okay, this is an exercise that we've done many times with my people. And what I have found historically is that people are often strong and not flexible, or they're flexible and not strong. So this is an exercise that helps both groups of people, or even if you're in the middle, you're basically going to be doing assisted push-ups. So this foot stays here, put your hands on the floor, and then you straighten your body all the way from your shoulder to your heel. Then lay all the way down to the ground and come back up. 1, down, and back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hand up. Keep this leg straight. Take your same side hand, so if this is your left leg, this is your left hand. If it's your right leg, it's your right hand. Reach down and try to touch your foot. 1, reach and exhale and come back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch other way, stretching deep. Ball your foot, drop your hip, reach up. Open the arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Twist, look over your left shoulder. Touch your head to the floor by your front foot. Same deal on this side. Straighten out your arms, straighten your body. Lay all the way down to the floor and come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straighten your leg. Assuming this is your left leg, take your left hand, reach down as far as you can, and exhale. 1, reach. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stretch to one side. Switch, 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 and drop down. So here, try to keep this foot flat. Make this foot point straight up towards the ceiling. Take your left elbow, push your knee out so it points the same direction as your foot. Switch over the other side. Switch, 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 and switch. Stay on the side. Rotate all the way over So you stretch the outside of your thigh. Back. Over. Back. Over. Back. Over. And back. Switch. All the way over. Stretch the outside of your thigh. Back. Over. Back. Over. Back. Over. And back. Pull your feet in. Squatting. Put your hands on the floor, straighten your legs. Roll up. Round with your hip. Switch. Side, side. Squeeze one knee up into your chest. Try to pull your knee in towards center so you're stretching. Switch. Keep your spine straight and tall. Pull the other leg in. Switch. 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 And switch. Reach around behind. Grab an ankle. Pick it up as high as you are comfortable. Switch. Switch. And switch. Shake it out. Turn. Straighten uniforms. A little bit of punching. Standing up straight and tall. Put your feet apart a little bit. Put your left hand out, right hand at your side. As you know, when I think your hand is out, you do not have to turn it all the way over. Just a little less is fine. Try to keep your elbow pointing down to the floor. The more you rotate your hand, the more it tends to lock out your elbow and lift your shoulder. So you want it to be part of your body mass. Past halfway, past 3/4, a little bit more, but not so much that it lifts you out funny. Slowly extending your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can go around with the arms again if you want. So probably all of you already know this, but at the halfway point, this elbow should be touching your ribs, and this elbow should be touching your ribs. So a little bit, you're squeezing yourself right at that point, and then it continues on. Squeeze on. And that little awareness helped me stop flopping my elbow every time I punch. Just that little bit of in on both sides. And on different days, you have to concentrate on different ones. So you might think, oh, my elbow's in every time I punch, and then you're not aware that this arm is floating out to the side a little bit, and just a little bit more in would help. The other thing that helps is don't turn your fist over. Some people get started and everything's fine, but they turn their fist over and their elbow pops out every time they move. So elbow in, elbow in, elbow in, elbow in, elbow in, elbow in, turn later. Try it again, punching. Left hand out, imagine energy coming forward from your center to the target, punch along that line. 1, punch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent, everybody. Again, my people already know this, but your shoulders should be down and slightly forward of center. So not back here, slightly forward. When you pull your hand back, your shoulder stays there as much as possible. Don't pull this back into the side. It feels bigger, And there are definitely people that teach that, but it's not a good position. Not for your back, not for hitting things, and not for the next punch. It's out of position. So both shoulders should hang along the front. So see if you can feel that as you pull, leave this on the front half. This is going to contract, not expand when you punch. Left hand out, right hand at your side. 1, pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Left leg forward, downward block. Counter punch out. Same deal here. Nice, straight, tall spine. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your torso together. Use your feet. Rotate to the target and jab. 1. Counter punch body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch hands, switch feet. Other side. Jabbing face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. High up for just a second. Hey, Madison is signing on. Hey, Madison. So the same two things we just talked about are also present when you rotate. So here I wanted your elbows to touch your body on both the punching side and the drawing side, and yet oftentimes here people's elbow is on its way out, or this side pulls because your body kind of turned out of the way, so it's not as tight. So just be aware that you're still squeezing your side when you jab, and when you counter punch, your elbows are still touching as if you were just standing here straight. The second thing, since I'm giving you too many things at one time, is you want to keep your torso, your integrity. So if my position is good here, when I rotate to jab, from here to here, nothing has changed. So my body's still straight up and down, my shoulders are still level, this shoulder is still in the front part of my body. My body is just turned sideways. This hasn't moved. So again, in the interest of getting big, a lot of people pull this shoulder back and you're off balance. And then when you counter punch, you're off balance the other way, switching back. So to stop that, we're going to imagine that this shoulder and this hip stay here when I jab. I'm going to start to pull, but in space this stays here like the hinge on a door. And the door is going to swing open this way, and it'll propel you forward, not that way where everything goes backwards. So put out your counter punch. Leave, so your left leg's in front, your right arm's out. Leave your right shoulder and right hip there, and see if you can drive forward to jab. 1. Now, leave your left shoulder and your left hip here, and slam your body forward to meet it. 2. James, don't let your left shoulder come back. Jab. 1, drive forward. 2, forward. Better. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So the sensation should be, instead of maybe leaning back and rocking when you punch, this gets pushed forward into the target. Now this stays here and this gets pushed forward. If you're not used to it, you'll feel off balance. like it's pushing you extra, that's good. Your body should come forward to this point and compress forward into the target. So everybody has their right leg out, left arm out, driving forward. So your left shoulder and left hip stay, drive forward. 1, forward. Then your right shoulder and right hip stay, your body drives forward. 2, forward. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So your left leg's forward, your right arm's out. Everybody's doing pretty good. Please pay attention to your back knee. You want it to drive you forward into the target. You don't want it to pop out to the side, forward. There are places that, again, teach that, and there's nothing wrong with it for some things, but for our basic training, try to figure out the lineage that spins. It has often been suggested, you would think I would have a prop here, here we go, that your spine is like this pen, and you put it between here. When you spin these forward and backwards, your spine spins, even though your legs go straight forward and straight back. So here are my legs going straight forward, and yet there's a torque, there's a twist to the action, but I don't think sideways, sideways. I think forward and then forward again. Counter punch out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So our right leg and left hand's out. 2 punches, 1 count. 1, head, stomach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep eye on the counter punch. Ready? Switch hands, switch feet, other side. Nice shape, tall spine. 2 punches, 1 count. 1, head, stomach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 punches or ki, ready? Check it out. Stretch anything you feel like needs stretching. Warming up a few kicks, about Left arm, left leg forward, Ganabadai. I counter punch out. Front snap kick, rising block, counter punch. 1, kick, step back, rising block, counter punch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, you can rest for a second here. So a few minor things. Make sure that when you kick, you keep your arm position and squeeze it in a little bit. So your arms squeezing in a little bit will help your inner thighs. So I'm going to squeeze as I kick. It'll help give me a little straighter kick towards your own center, and then you twist. All right, so I'll give you 2 things at one time. Here's the second thing, is please do a good recoil. So that doesn't mean just pulling your foot back. It means this part squeezing together. So now this is my base to move from for the next 2 actions. So if your recoil is lazy, you kind of put your foot back and then you try to turn and your front leg is not active. I want it to be the part that moves you. So put your counter punch out, the same one. I assume it's your right hand with your left leg in front. A good solid front kick with a nice recoil, and then 2 twists. 1, squeeze, twist, twist. 2, squeeze, twist, twist. 3, squeeze, twist. 4, 5. Not bad. Here's the last thing. When, I guess it doesn't matter. When I decide to move, I want you to pull your drawing arm through your center to the floor. So some of you, many of you, are doing a pretty good kick, and now it comes time to block, and your shoulder's coming up, and your arm is out like this, and it rotates. And I want it instead to stay almost like it's punching up, and then it rotates to cover your head. But your shoulders and body stay straight. So if this is a good squeeze, this part is relatively easy to snap and to do. If this is not a good squeeze, then it's very common for your arm to track out. Can you see the difference? Try just a couple more on the same side. So you got your left leg forward, your right arm out. Good recoil, twist, twist. 1, snap, twist, twist. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So now you know what to do. Do all of those things on this side. When you kick, squeeze your elbow in just a little bit extra. Kick towards your own center. 1, squeeze, pull, pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch feet, back again. So on the rising block, this is the same thing I just said. When we punch, both elbows are touching. When you block, both elbows are touching till it doesn't, till it rises up in the right place. But don't let your elbow come out and get that weird angle to it. It's pretend you're punching, even when you twist, and as it needs to come out to clear your head, then you're fine. James, try to change the tempo of your kick. Don't kick out so hard, and then there's no recoil. The kick is light, the recoil is heavy. Snap, and then go, pa, pa. Snap, boom, go, go. So more snap, less kick. Everybody got your left leg forward, right arm out. Same series. 1, kick, block, punch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Speed, key on the counter punch. Switch hands to his feet, other side. 1, snap, block, counter. 2, 3, 4, 5. Carry the punch. 8. 1. Hi, rest for just a second. I need water. You can get water if you want to. So, as I was explaining to people that were here earlier, I might have to take another water break because I almost drank my whole glass already. On Monday I had 4 teeth pulled, and yesterday I had a 4-hour dental session of reconstructive. So, turns out it makes you really tired. My mouth is full of stitches. So, those are my excuses. It is always good to have excuses about why you're not doing as good as you think you should be. Okay, more training. Well, left leg forward, counter punch out. Keep your arms here, Mwashigiri. You're gonna pick up your knee, rotate, come back, outside block counter punch. 1, Mwashigiri. Soto Genki Gakusuki. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch hands, switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So when you front kick, it is relatively easy to get this compression and then to move from center for your next action. Often when you do a different technique like a roundhouse kick, your hip is out of alignment. It's harder to get the squeeze, and it tends to kind of roll out and back. But the two twists should be controlled from the same area. So if you got this part to squeeze, so that was easy, you need to get this part to squeeze so you can move from here to do your twists. So just keep it in mind. We're not going to work on it a lot now, but it is a trouble spot just in general. Left leg forward, right leg out. Roundhouse kick, outside block, counter punch, ki in the punch. Eight! Switch hands, switch feet, other side. I'm going to try a side snap. So you can do the side snap just like your front kick with your foot turned and then come back. That's fine. If you can, let your hip travel and get the sideways action with your kick before you pull back. So you have a good coil. It's just a little bit more side, go, go. Can you see you want to get to this part where this hip is going this way? But if that causes you a problem, just do a short pretend side snap. Then you do an inside block, uchi-uki, hyakuzuki. Left leg forward, right arm out. Side snap, inside block, counter punch. 1, snap, block, counter. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when you do your side snap, please don't let your hip come out to the side. So if I'm doing a front kick, this hip stays here. If I'm doing the side snap, the short one, it still stays here. If I'm letting my hip travel, it still stays in line before I come back. Some of you, your butt's out like this when you're trying to kick, and it screws up the next part. So as a general rule, no matter how bad your kick is, let's say it's terrible, do a good recoil. And then this part is easier. So bad kick, good recoil, pull, pull. This is an easy one to feel. Don't let the start of the twist wait until your foot hits the floor. That's way too late. If you get any kind of a squeeze here, this is easier to get. Your foot should hit when your block hits, and then counter punch. So 5 more of these on the same side. Just do a better recoil, and then see if you can feel that expansion before your foot hits the floor. 1, snap, block, punch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch hands, switch feet. 1, side snap, inside block, counter punch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Malia, your hip is way out. 7, keep it underneath. That's a roundhouse kick. 8. So everybody, if all you do is pick your knee up, that's fine. This then is a lift this way to kick. There's no twisting or turning to especially this hip joint. It just goes forward. So again, if you can, just snap your foot and come back. If you can let your hip rotate a little bit, side snap and come back, it'll add more mass to the hit. But it totally depends on what you hit and why. You might not need that. It's just an interesting sensation to start to get, because your hip always hits the target. Front kick, side snap, roundhouse. A couple more. I believe your right leg's out, your left arm's out. Good recoil. 1, knee up, flop, 2, 3. I gotta say, that's looking better for everybody. Switch your feet, switch your hands. Ki on the counter punch. Ready? 8-inch. 6 hands. Again, the counter punch. 8-inch. 8-inch. 1. 2. Hey, rest. Water again for me. Rachel, is it cold in Albany?
Yeah, we're actually getting like the first nor'easter of the season tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're 10 to 14 inches right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so maybe white Christmas? I don't know.
Not here. Here it snows a little bit and then it melts, then it snows, then it melts.
We
Very
get the
odd.
lake effect, so it's very nice.
All right. We are going to do a side thrust, bring your leg back. I suppose we'll do a downward block and a counter punch. So coil your leg up nice, like we talked about before. Push down to the ground to extend your kick, and then pull it back, downward block, counter punch. What I want to suggest is let your support leg and your support hip twist as far as it needs to, even if it's completely in the opposite direction before you come back. Your balance is a little more difficult, but you'll start to get the idea of committing to the kick without hurting your joints or hips, and that's kind of important. So people try to be too strong too soon in a side thrust, and if this is all bound up, it'll hurt something. So from here, you're going to pick your knee up as high as your arm, thrust it out, and then come back, and then we're doing a downward block counter punch. Since I just made that up, I'm forgetting what we're doing. Left leg forward, counter punch out. Side thrust, downward block, counter punch. 1, 2, 3, Malia and James for sure, you can coil better. So your body is still together at this point, and then really pivot. So you're up, and then you pivot. But everybody else, make sure that you don't just pull your leg back now and then put it down. You actually recoil your center and then come back down. So I might be extended here, but I come back up and back down. This is almost like a front kick recoil, and then I'm in control again because I obviously know how to do that. We just practiced it. So it's not the only way, but it is a good way. Extend, then pick your knee up and recover, and then step back. Couple more on this side. One, thrust, recoil, back, down. 2, 3. You have to pick your knee up, Yufeng, on the recoil. 4, knee up, much better. You have better balance too. 5. This is getting a little picky, but everybody, as you kick or as you move, you want to strive to be in control of your body. So a worst case scenario would be V side thrusting, and this happens to my arms. That's not part of the kick, that's just me moving for no reason. So squeeze this in a little extra. As you thrust, it should be wrapped in there. This should be pointing at your target. Thrust, it's still there. And then do your downward block. But if you find it down here, which many of you have it down here somewhere, it's not under control, it's just flailing. Better. That was much better. Here we go. James, pick your knee up when you recoil. Switch feet, switch hands. So your right leg's out, your left hand's out. 1, thrust, down, counter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, high up for just a second. If you were doing just the block counter, like that drill where we switch feet all the time, most of you got really good at keeping your head stable, and I guess I want to say kind of a triangle from your head to your shoulders to your neck here. This stays stable no matter what else you're doing, right? It just kind of floats there. It should be that way when you're kicking too. So some of you, when you kick, this is all messed up. And no matter how good you do down here, it takes away from it. So get to the point where this is floating. As you kick, it's still here, and then it comes back. Even though your arm points and this pulls and this twists, this is calm and centered, and it'll make it easier to do the transition part. Try that. I don't care what leg in front. Put one leg in front, put your counter punch out. Do just a couple. See how it feels. Keep your shoulders calm. 1, kick, block, punch. Gotta say that was better. 2, kick, block, punch. Switch feet. Try the other side. 1, kick, block, punch. Still pivot. 2, kick, block, punch. Switch feet. So put your left leg in front and your right arm out. We're going to go with speed. Ready? Switch speed. Other side. Speed. H. H. On. So we're still on what are normally the warm-up drills, and we're getting most of the way through our hour already. So it's probably my fault. Let's do a few more things. We will do some kata and then we'll go. Just double step where you need to. I think I will count one and watch one and see how it goes. Heian Shodan. Out. Da-da. Wait. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. 3 rising blocks. 1, 2, 3. Turning. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3. 4 knife hand blocks. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hey, Iris. So just in watching in general, especially when we have to switch feet and you're in such a tiny space, there's a tendency to hold back all the time. So maybe you go 1, that's not so bad. 2, that's just, oh, it's just short of what it could have been. You could have finished. You have plenty of room. So I don't want anybody to pick up the habit of stopping themselves all the time. So commit, and now commit again. This leg is going to drive down, go, boom, finish that stance, and then worry about the next one later. So it's the way you're supposed to train anyway. Don't worry about what comes next. Just do this part, and then do the next part. So I do want you to be aware of your surroundings. I don't want you to run into things or step on your cat, but commit to each action. Try again. Bow. Heian Shodan. Boy. I'll be a mirror, I guess, and I'll watch. 1. Maria, turn your hips sideways. More sideways. 2. Finish your punch. 1. Maria, hip sideways. 2. 3. 1. Twist your hips sideways, Madison. 1. 3 rising blocks. 2. Keep your elbows in. Twist your hip, Malia. 3. Twist your hip, Malia. Turning. 1. Double step. 2. 1. 2. 1. Back to where you came from. 3 stepping punches. 1. 2. 3. 1. Knife hand block. Hip sideways. Maria. 2. 3, 4. High up, high rest. So just a couple small things. Maria, this is partly you, but a little bit everybody. When you step, make sure your torso stays together. So in a bad example, there is a break, lean, whip, go. Or in some cases, the other way. Because you're trying to push your legs forward, your shoulders go back. Try to keep this as stable as possible, regardless of what action you're doing, and that's kind of for everybody. I guess I noticed Madison, I think when you do, say, your knife hand blocks, you're coiling your arms, awesome. Coil your legs, they should do more work. So squeeze, go, they coordinate, and a little bit you're squeezing your arms just great, and your foot just moves. So it's not as centered or as coordinated as it could be. Yufeng, a little bit more precise. Sometimes it gets lazy again. So better. All right. I want to try Heian Shodan again so we can work on the stuff I just told you. Out. Heian Shodan. What? 1. Tall chest, John Noel. 2. Maria, you're leaning backwards a tiny bit. Tiny, tiny. Lean forward. 1. 2. 3. Rachel, keep your head up. You're looking down. There you go. 1. Hips sideways. Everybody. 1. Big twist. 2, 3. Shoulders down though. 1, 2. 1, 2. So everybody but Yufeng, when you're, so you had to switch feet twice there. You had to pull this one in and then step, and then pull this one in and then step. Both times you broke your structure. So everything was fine here, and now it's not, and then it is, and now it's not, and then it is. Quit that. Keep your structure more stable, even when you're switching feet. Pay extra attention. Continue. We're going to go down to the downward block now. 1. That was just fine. 3 stepping punches. 1, 2, 3. Malia, push your left hip forward towards your hand. 1, knife hand block. 2, in and out with your feet. 3, squeeze. 4. Tall, Yufeng. Yep. High rest. Pretty good, everybody. So I know I've told you guys this a million times, but Sensei Nishiyama used to come 3-4 times a year to teach a seminar, and it would be on shifting or body dynamics or timing, but he'd always start with most basic, because if you can't do the basic stuff, you can't do the advanced stuff. And he would sometimes spend 3 days on Heian Shodan, and you know, some people were disgusted by it. I was at different times, like, oh my God, again, Heian Shodan. But he would fix all this stuff. And he said, now you try your own kata. So you do your own kata. And he'd talk about your feet, or he'd talk about your transition. And we did that today just a little tiny bit, and yet there's flaws in everything you do. So you need to fix it. It gives you something to kind of strive for, right? Because as soon as you, let's say, so I was complaining to some people about being stable. So they'd be unstable and then boom, and then be unstable and then boom. So then you get better at that, right? Okay, I'm going to stay stable. Way better. Now you have no drive. Where is the drive from here to there? You're stiff. Has to be immediate go. Whoa, go, whoa. Even if you have to switch your feet, go, whoa. It's got to be a stable, so there's always something. Your shoulders, your head, your structure, and sometimes the simple kata are the places where you can see it. Like, oh, I get it. I'm picking my shoulder up here. And I never knew that when I was doing Jion, because in Jion you go so fast, 1, 2, 1, 2, and nobody ever said stop there. Oops. So, sometimes slow is better, sometimes simple is better, even to learn really advanced stuff. All right, I think we're going to be done for now. Any questions, problems? There's class, today is Wednesday, there's class Friday, and then Monday and Wednesday again. So keep coming back, it helps. It's hard by myself, it's better with people. I'll see you all Friday, I hope. Thanks for coming.